Is a very big bullish pattern forming for this top crypto right now, with a breakout time frame expected in here. And as Bitcoin continues exploding sideways over the last week, something smells fishy, and it's not me this time. And is this a big warning sign for Bitcoin right now? I'm your host, Barnaby Butter Snatch, and Bitcoin is moments from its first red weekly candle in nearly 2 months. Will Bitcoin close this week's red weekly as expected, or is something much bigger in store? And in fact, is something brewing for this top altcoin? Oh, wow. So you guys new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn notifications to these absolutely time-sensitive alerts as well. Make sure to visit tylerscrypto.com, pinned in the description, and make sure to enter for the ADA Flash competition as well. Currently almost 80,000 entries, I believe about 4,000 or 5,000 unique entries. And without any further magoo, let's jump on in. Alright, so if we jump on in here, guys, let's take a peek, because we have some analysts calling for two very different options, pumpy or dumpy, and I think it's important to take a look at both sides here. But something first that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks is that bullish divergence shaping up on Bitcoin's daily chart. Now, does that automatically mean that bullish divergence with the price and RSI diverging from each other automatically mean dumpy? Absolutely not. However, these are powerful signals, and I want to point you to something else in the past as well. So obviously the bearish divergence is there. Technical analysts consider RSI divergence as a powerful signal to spot price reversals. Where the price falls and RSI rises, prompts traders to buy the asset in anticipation of a rebound, and that's bullish. And bearish divergence is the opposite. When we have rising prices and falling RSI, it makes people take a look and potentially expect a pullback. So here we have a Twitter account saying that Bitcoin has broken the lower time frame bullish structure. Main target remains 38,000 as long as it stays below 50,000. And it finally drops that level. Buy as much as you can, because even though he's bearish in the short term, bullish afterwards. And I have an argument. I want to continue this article, but guys, really over the past couple of months, I think there are two main things two main structures we have here. We had we can just measure it exactly, about a 65-day falling or descending channel here that ultimately broke up. And as well, I think there was a falling wedge ultimately within this pattern that did end up breaking it up. But we had this falling channel, and now we're in a rising channel. Okay, so pretty much if you go back the last, coming up on almost 4 months, Bitcoin has realistically had about like two longer term patterns, two macro patterns. We've had a falling channel and a rising channel, and currently we're in a rising channel. And again, a lot of these touch points are just extremely clear. I mean, very, very clear. These are pretty long patterns. So you see many right here at the end of July, then here at the beginning of August, towards the middle of August, and then the lower touches at the beginning of August, just recently, kind of about 10 days ago, and then more recently, this last week. We've been trading right at the bottom here. And over the past week specifically, we've been trending at the bottom of this, as we've also found that support at the key levels of the 21 and 200-day moving averages, which line up with the bottom of this channel. So that's why we have such strong support. But with that being said, we have absolute clear resistance, where Bitcoin has closed every single daily candle almost at the exact same spot at 49,000 since August 19th. So 10 days in a row, we've basically had candles close at the exact same spot. In the last 5 days specifically, you can see it literally has been the exact same spot, like 49 almost even, like 49 even. The 4 prior days or 5 prior days were a little bit below, a little bit above 49, but still below 50. But you can just see for the past 10 days, clear resistance here that Bitcoin has not been able to break through at all. And so that's absolutely very big. So if we actually just pull back up this article here on Cointelegraph, a similar bearish divergence between January and April 2021 was instrumental in predicting a Bitcoin price drop, as shown in this chart below. So this is big as well. So again, the divergence was clear on these longer term time frames. Again, this is multi-month divergence. We're not talking about these small patterns of a couple of days or even a week or two. We're talking about multiple weeks, even going into multiple months of divergence. And again, it takes a long time to play out, but here's an example from it basically formed from January to April, and after which point it did ultimately play out, and it played out over, again, not over a day, not over a week, multiple weeks, and even multiple months. And we see something similar forming, but keep in mind at this moment, this divergence and the amount of time that we have here is lesser than these previous divergences here. So it's smaller. So that could mean one of two things, that we still have a long time to go, or we could just see this sooner, but it will be a less substantial move than the massive drop we saw really in May. And then as well, another Twitter analyst, Ryan Clark, basically saying that Bitcoin has been consolidating below 50K, just like when it was trading below 24,000 before the December 2020 bullish breakout. So that's kind of like a bullish take on the scenario. And on the other hand, TraderXO noted Bitcoin could still fall towards that, $38,000, $39,000 area, but remain convinced crypto will log an attractive rebound from the lower range. So basically the two sides here are that we're in a bullish structure and we're about to break out, or we're in a bearish structure and we're about to break down and then break out to the upside. So, over the next 1 to 2 months, both of these scenarios are still bullish. And again, having a little bit of a breakdown in the short term before heading higher, I think, and many people agree that that will enable us to go higher as opposed to breaking out bullishly now, because again, market goes in waves. If we have a massive breakout tomorrow and we go to 65K, then chances are it's more likely we'll have a pullback then soon after, because the market's a little overdue. You can't have a dump without a pump, and you cannot have a pump without getting dumped on. Oh, and as well, we have about a little over 2 weeks left until we have the 3 winners for the $1,000 in ADA. We did add a few more ways to get in there. And if you're interested in any deals, APY, protecting your crypto, make sure to check out the deals below. Wow, so if we jump back onto these charts here, guys, with Ethereum, it seems that we're in an interesting position as we seem to potentially be in this ascending channel here, ascending triangle here, which is very much leaning towards a bullish breakout. Ascending triangles are more bullish than they are bearish, as opposed to descending triangles like we saw form throughout all of 2018 that ended in a Bitcoin drop to about $3,000. So this is a more bullish short-term pattern. But again, the breakout range is actually, we're not quite there yet. It would actually be, I would say, within the first week of September. So a little over a week from now, ideally would be like a breakout timing for this, if it is in fact an ascending triangle. But we have very clear horizontal resistance at about 33.5 to 3,400. And yeah, we've put in now 3 higher lows on this daily chart, going back to basically the beginning of August. So this is about roughly a month-long pattern, and I still think that this won't be breaking. I don't personally think this will be breaking out by tomorrow. I think this still has maybe a little over a week before it's in a position to where it's more likely to break out. And as well, if we take a look at, we want to finish up with Bitcoin here. Again, this is such a big level here, but this resistance, this hard resistance right at 50K, is proving to be pretty challenging. Okay, you can see we've gotten now rejected pretty consistently at this exact fettuccine level at about 49.8, right about here-ish. Again, 50K, you can round up to 50K, it's basically the same thing, but we just recently, just a few 6-hour candles ago, got a very strong rejection off of that. And that's why, we were trending upwards for a little bit for the past couple of days. And yeah, another rejection at the same spot there. So just very important to keep watching this level. This is very clear support at about 47, and then 50K is about the hard line of resistance here. So we're still trading within this range, and at some point, Bitcoin is going to pick a direction. Keep in mind, still watching this speculative rising wedge, which again, this could bring us down to that level we talked about like a 40K level before heading higher here ultimately, which again, I think ultimately it is a bullish pattern here. But yeah, for the most part, Bitcoin is struggling very clearly at 50K, and this could be our first red weekly candle since the week of July 12th. Okay, we've had 5 straight green, pretty substantial green weekly candles. And yeah, we're going to be getting a weekly close in a couple of hours. And yeah, unless Bitcoin would close above like 49.3, then it most likely will be a red weekly candle. What's up, you guys new to the channel? Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. Make sure to enter for the ADA competition here, and we can just give it a refresh and see what the total entries are. About 78,000. Again, like I think there's 4,000 or 5,000 unique entries there. And as well, if you're interested in APY, any kind of bonuses, make sure to check out the links in the description and comments below. And without any further ado, that's it for me. Bye-bye.